17-year-old sits alone in a Travelodge hotel room outside London. He's been placed there by police under a court order, banned from the internet, awaiting trial for one of the largest corporate hacks in history. There's no laptop, no desktop, just a hotel TV, an Amazon Fire Stick, and a phone the police didn't think to confiscate. Within 24 hours, the most anticipated video game on the planet, Grand Theft Auto 6, a project worth an estimated $2 billion before its release, is leaking online. 90 clips of unreleased gameplay, source code, and internal files dumped onto a public forum. The hacker didn't escape. He didn't even leave the room. He was still on bail for the last hack. Arion Kurtage grew up in Oxfordshire, England. He was diagnosed with severe autism, and by his teenage years, he had an obsessive, near-photographic relationship with computers. The kind of fixation that, in a different life, might have landed him a six-figure cybersecurity job. Instead, at 16, he became one of the core members of a hacking collective the press would later name Lapsus. Unlike the popular image of a hacker hoodie, dark room, lines of green code, Lapsus barely used traditional malware. Their weapon was something far simpler: people, specifically the customer support and it help desk employees of the world's biggest tech companies who could be tricked, flattered, or worn down into handing over login credentials. Before the Rockstar hack, Kurtage and his small crew had already gone on a run that should have ended careers at the world's top cybersecurity firms. In early 2022, they breached NVIDIA, one of the most valuable technology companies on Earth, and stole employee credentials and source code. Then came Samsung. Then Microsoft, where they got deep enough into internal systems to access source code for Bing and Cortana, posting screenshots as proof. Their method rarely changed. Find a low-level employee's phone number, bombard them with login approval requests at 3 in the morning until they got annoyed and approved one just to make it stop. Or simply call up a help desk, pretend to be it, and ask for a password reset. By the time UK authorities arrested Kurtage and a second teenager in March 2022, Lapsus had also hit Okta, a company whose entire business is managing secure logins for thousands of other companies. And Uber, where an attacker reportedly just messaged employees on the company's own internal chat system to announce the breach. Here is where the story stops sounding real. After his arrest, Kurtage was released on bail, but with a court order banning him from using the internet. To enforce that, he was placed in a hotel under local council care, considered too vulnerable for standard custody. He got around the ban using a phone purchased on Amazon, a hotel room television, and an Amazon Fire TV stick. Then, he went after Rockstar Games. The breach reportedly started the same way most of Lapsus's hacks did, gaining access to an employee's account, then using that foothold to pull internal development files. Within hours, over 90 clips of unreleased Taketa VI gameplay were leaking on a public forum. The leak briefly threatened to derail one of the most secretive and valuable entertainment projects in the world, committed by a teenager. In a budget hotel room, on bail. In December 2023, a jury at Southwark Crown Court determined that Kurtage had carried out the Rockstar hack along with the earlier breaches of NVIDIA, Uber, and others. Because of his autism diagnosis, the case was handled as a trial of facts rather than a standard criminal trial, meaning the jury decided whether he committed the acts, not whether he was criminally responsible in the usual sense. He was not sent to prison. He was ordered to be detained indefinitely in a secure hospital, a setting for individuals whose mental health needs make standard incarceration unsuitable, but who are still considered a risk. This is where the story asks a question that doesn't have a clean answer. What do you do with extraordinary technical ability that exists inside someone the system doesn't know how to punish, treat, or protect? The leaked GTA VI footage never fully disappeared from the internet. Fragments and rumors of the stolen source code still circulate, a digital ghost of one of the strangest hacks in gaming history. If a 17-year-old in a hotel room with a Fire Stick could do this to a $2 billion company, imagine what happens when a whole crew of teenagers, coordinated, global, and barely out of high school, set their sights on something bigger. That's next.